going to work or not. I don't know if the headsets work, if they don't work. I don't really know. I just cut them off. All right. So Rudy voiced his opinion, but I could feel it with Rudy, and he's got hesitation. I understand that. I do. Some of y'all are going to turn this into whatever, but here's the point that I'm going to make, and this will make with nobody in the box. I just shared, because I got bumped off my audio in the Little Go Live about everything going on, because Tony Miller called me live on Messenger. We recorded it. Sebastian, Melissa's son, recorded it, and I just posted it. He's saying that everything Jim Michelle is saying is true, because everything Jim Michelle is saying is true, is accurate. He'll talk to Rudy on Messenger. He didn't want to come out on Facebook because most people don't. Most people don't go out on Facebook. Hey, Mike. Mike knows I'm real. The people you see on here, most of them know me in real life. Real life. And I can tell you, Jim Michelle in real life is just as hot as she looks like now. Now, you had a woman that went out there, and Sampson County Adult Protective Services and everybody that came here today, I want to tell you, this is nothing, no slam on you, because this was not like round one in 2014 when Child Protective Services of Sampson County came against me and they made stuff up. This was very professional. They wanted to see facts, and they got facts. And I'm going to go into those facts. And I'm going to tell you, this is not something I wanted to do. This is not something that I felt needed to be done, but I'll go even harder. If what's happening doesn't immediately stop with this woman, I will post videos that would be extremely bad, and it would be very damaging to everybody involved if these come out. And they're not my videos. They were videos from other people who took them and will validate them. I don't want these things coming out, but I'm going to tell you something. A woman that has tried to run over us in my own yard at 2:30 in the morning while driving Evelyn Marty McLeod's vehicle, a 2002 Honda Odyssey, FCB 9331 North Carolina tag on it. You need to understand. Go away, or you're going to bring heat on everybody involved that they don't need to have. Now, folks, for those of you that don't know, Amanda Antonton and Melissa McDonald, whatever they do is their business. I don't care. I wish her a good life and want her to continue to go on, but she's going to stop messing with anyone associated with me, but especially Gemma Shale. Gemma Shale is special to me and in my heart. And Rudy, if it means the loss of our friendship, then so be it. But you're going to leave her alone, and you're going to quit having your trolls dig and dox and threaten her. I love you to death, brother. You lived in my house when I was in jail. My brother reached out to you and gave you anything you need, and he loves you to this day. And I love you to this day. But when you're wrong, you're wrong. And what Gemma Shale does or I do or anything else is none of anybody's business. She's not an advocate. She's not doing anything. She's not hurting any cases. And I've heard everything from, oh, she's a social worker. She's a man. She's a catfish. She's really a catfish. That's Maria. I've heard all of that from Melissa, and nobody seems to question her. And then there are people like Jody Ashton. She has asked me a simple question. And it made me think. I actually think when y'all ask me questions and they're hard questions, truthful people will ponder and give you an answer. Sometimes they can't right then. And Jody asked me, Randy, what are you going to say to people when they say, well, if all of these things are true, and for 75 times or so she's ran off and done this, and she had done all these bad things, and you knew about it, why did you stay with her? But Maria knew. Chris knew, Jamie knew, and Gemma knew. Even though Gemma asked me that too. Gemma was the first one that asked. And the answer was the kids. Her kids. Sebastian and those three other little ones. for years have came right here. On that wall are their heights that are measured and marked. It never got painted on the inside of the archway because there's their heights as they grew up. And some of you say, well, I don't know if that's good enough, so I'll give you the part that Jody asked, and that was, how do you explain to people why you kept advocating for her? Well, I kept advocating for her. Number one, she hasn't had a case of any kind in forever because we won those situations. And yes, she had to win them. No quote advocate wins anything, but she wouldn't have, and she's made that clear everywhere. But suddenly I'm the devil, and nobody else should trust me. Why? She doesn't need me to do anything for her in her cases. Because I stopped the TPR because of being involved, stopped the guardianship, stopped the custody, got all of the documentation under FERPA in order to help her do whatever. And yeah, she got a raw deal in the end. But Sebastian didn't get adopted. He doesn't have another name now. And that's because the team rev it up. And I mean everybody on this little team. We're not thousands strong. We're no family forward project. Of course, I don't believe most of them are real. And obviously, between David Shore, Brian Robertson, and J.P. Shoup, they got at least 3 pedophiles in there with Connie, and Connie doesn't seem to care. But they're in there. Somebody wants to get in the box. I ain't letting nobody in the box. I can't see who you are. I just see the little red light. But I can't let anybody in the box. Why? I don't know. Maybe I need to know who that is. Maybe that is somebody that needs to be in the box. How do I find out? Rosemary. Okay. We'll let Rosemary in. I don't know. Anyway, let me tell you something, folks. I don't want to have to go after a mother. But this is a mother who in 2014 abandoned her children. Because that's what caused her case. She left Sebastian in a camper while she was chasing Dick. His name was Jason Mason out of Kentucky. That's the truth. Now, she may hate me for this, but I'm going to tell it. She was gone almost 2 weeks. Sebastian had cut his finger off in a bicycle chain. He was 12. And that's what the records show, and that's what happened. Left him in the yard of a woman named Cindy Delore. DSS was called, well, the father was called by Cindy Delore. He couldn't have Sebastian because the Georgia court order prohibited him from ever being around. Couldn't be around Sebastian. So he contacted DSS, and they went over and removed the child and then gave him to him, and they hemmed her up with what was called a memorandum of agreement. It was the same thing used in Cherokee County, North Carolina, unlawfully, and Melissa has a huge case. She does. They shouldn't have taken them because of a technicality. And then once they had a right to intervene because she left him. But after that, Sebastian should have never been drugged through what he was drugged through. He should have never been drugged literally to the point with Kids Peace, Omnivision, Methodist Services, Lutheran Services, 16 foster placement, I don't know how many schools, 5 counties involved. He should have never been put through what he was. And then his father had relinquished his rights. This is all going to be in his story, which is coming up. And the only reason it hadn't came up already is because Jody Ashton sent me an iPhone 11, a Surface Pro, and a set of headsets because Melissa McDonald has my phone. Desiree. Hey, Desiree. Desiree is a friend of Melissa's. She'll tell you she never saw this coming because she pretended to be conservative. But she's been out here attacking me and just bashing me all the time and lying. The most recent thing that she said, and Desiree, you may not have seen this, but she's in a video with Amanda Antonton. And she says in there how I need to work out. I need to do some squats and some lunges. And I'm looking at a woman that's probably got a size 35 bicep now telling me that I need to work out. I'm solid now. She may have wished that I'd have died, but I didn't die. Yeah, I'm not 200 pounds anymore, but I'm still a $170. How much I weigh? 173? 173. And I can handle my own. I may not have the scars from but I really do. I'll make sure that old girl can see that. There is a scar. It goes from there down to right there. There were holes in my belly the size of water hoses where they had things in there. Melissa McDonald, Daniel Hatcher, and all of you, you know what? Seeing that Gemma didn't have cancer, didn't go through chemo, I didn't have heart surgery. Why should this woman prove anything? I'm watching Gemma and she tries to prove herself out there. That's the level that you took a woman to. And then her ex-husband has to prove something to Rudy. Rudy, that's wrong, but he just did it. I shared it. You need to see it. But why? Why should we have to prove anything to anybody? If any of y'all can tell me why Jim Michelle or anything that we do or don't do, whether we meet or don't meet, why that's anybody's business, you tell me. And Melissa Foster, don't y'all think this is kind of strange? Everybody that knows everybody knows that Melissa Foster hated Melissa McDonald. Hated her. Why are they friends now? Ani Perry. Melissa McDonald hated Ani Perry because he's a lying, no good, been in the mental hospital this year, threatened his kids, says I made his kids get taken. No, I didn't. I didn't help his ex-wife. I didn't. Do I have over 400 pages of his information? Sure I do. Hey, Beth. And some of y'all have known me for a long time. So why do I even do what I do? You know, and this whole thing was, what's his name? Shoot. Oh, I'm gonna be known as the man that took Rev It Up down. You can't take Rev It Up down. None of you can take it down. What do? Start a new Facebook page? Melissa McDonald has taken over my Randy Scott Davis page because she has my phone. She's taken over Sebastian Lee Tinsley page because she made his password and email. She's taken over my email. Canceled my USAA auto insurance. I've had USAA for 35 years. 35 years. Canceled. Why? Because she can. And to be vindictive. Those of you that, and let me tell you what really makes me mad. There are abused women that are watching right now. Abused women who had narcissistic men who were the abusers. But these abused women, when they're abused, you know what they do? They did the same thing that I was trying to explain earlier when we got cut off. People who have been abused go silent. They go quiet until they get their grip. You don't abuse people and then have them go stay at your brother's house and try to root in there like Melissa McDonald did. They don't suddenly come out and start sending adult protective services on their own child to your house like I had today at 12 o'clock. And Sampson County has not been my friend, but I can tell you that the program director that was here and the social worker, they were as gracious and nice, and they found everything to be fine here. Obviously, Sebastian's sitting here, and they even apologized for us having to go through with this and go through this and leave the beach to come here to be here for it on the 4th of July. That's what kind of a mother you see here. And these lies, let's go through them. Melissa McDonald says that I am controlling her son.
No, he is not, you fucking bitch. That's my words.
And you know what? I used to get on to him about that and said, don't talk about your mother that way.
She's a fucking lying ass cunt who fucking said, oh, I'm hold on, because I want the fucking people to see me. You said
yeah,
you
just take the camera there.
Sorry.
Stanley Kubrick. You don't know who that is, but he did Full Metal Jacket, and now you're going full on Joker.
Yeah. I'm the fucking Joker. You know what? Well, never mind.
You don't want to be that Joker.
Not that.
And stop with the F-bomb. Remember, Angela's watching, and there goes your insurance for the next 6 months, she said.
Yeah.
Tell your part, and then I'll finish mine, because you keep interrupting me.
Thing is, you've told me ever since I can remember, I would never lie to you. I would never lie to you, my bash. I would never lie to you. You've lied to me ever since I was fucking born. You sat there, pulled a stunt on my dad, ran off, and that's how we got the permanent little papers of permanent sole custody papers, because you pulled them. You were in a mental institution after I was fucking born. A mental institution after I was fucking born. You've had meth involved in your life ever since you were fucking 2. And when your grandparents, God, please forgive me for this, but they should have beat your fucking ass.
Stop with the F-bomb.
Sorry, Randy. But they should have beat your ass for what throwing like little temper tantrums like a little baby. You were If my child was on meth at 12, I would have pimp slapped my child. Pimp slapped it. You're lucky. That night we didn't have, that you came over here and robbed the house, I didn't have something in my hand because I would have chunked it straight through the driver's side window.
All right, let me ask you something. I don't want to get too in depth here, but we need to go through these lies. Number one, I'm not controlling the young man. He's 19 years old. I think you know he's going to do whatever he's going to do. Hell, he's bigger than I am. He plays ball. He's went to stay with his friends, not around me. He's got a vehicle sitting out here right now. Yeah, they're right. It is sitting here because they dumped it at the grocery barn. Just dumped it, but there's no title. So Melissa McDonald said, Randy, you must go get it insured. You understand? You can't get it insured without a title. The title is in his mother's name. Why? Does that mean it's her truck? In the letter of the law, it does. But a drawdown was done to get that truck. What's a drawdown? Those of you who don't understand it, when Social Security got involved, Melissa had been turned down on her own, but when DSS got involved during the time Sebastian was in care, we'll go over this more in depth later, but they got Social Security for him and it went into an account. Matter of fact, it was got fraudulently by a woman named Shawnee Nelson using her own Social Security number, and she is a social worker, not his mother. Melissa had a good case there too. So that's one of the reasons why I put up with what I put up with, because I knew, but I thought, honestly, folks, from the bottom of my heart, I thought that once she had her kids back and the cases were over, that all of this nightmare would stop. So some of you are saying, well, Randy, you never said anything before. Why didn't you tell us? I wasn't misleading you. I wasn't advocating for somebody I thought was bad, because when she was good, she was really good. She was. But she fooled me. She fooled me even in the weeks leading up to this April 27th nightmare, and now we know the whole truth. So, if this gets me in trouble with Adult Protective Services, I don't care. What are they going to do? Come and remove a 19-year-old that I haven't had a dime of his money. His mother has taken it every month. At midnight on the 1st of every month, she transfers every dime of his Social Security disability into her own account. Number one, that's not legal. This drawdown is where money was sitting there before, and Sebastian was due that money. In order to get it, she had to fill out a form and tell what the money was going to be used for. It's called a drawdown. So another thing I had to learn as, quote, an advocate, but I'm not. You can look at me as an instigator, an asshole, a Native American monster. I really don't care anymore what you call me, but don't ever get on here and say, that's not what advocates do. Start your own advocate shit and leave me the hell alone. This is what I do. This is what Croatan Indians do. You're watching what all I am from now on, I am Croatan. Croatan is actually how you say it. I'm Croatan. So I'm not an advocate, I'm Croatan. That's the only thing I want to be called anymore. But what happened was she put in there that this money was to be drawn down in order to get a vehicle for Sebastian to be carried places, carried to his appointments, and to assist Sebastian. That's it. So it had to be in her name because he doesn't have a driver's license because Wake County Human Services failed him. He didn't even have a way to do anything. Nothing. Open a bank account. Social Security. He didn't know his own Social Security number, folks. He'd been here for a year with his mother. Why didn't she have that set up? Why did she still need to be his payee? And then Melissa McDonald's going out there telling now, and Amanda Anton, oh, they were so stupid. And this one goes over real good with Protective Services, by the way. But they were so ignorant as to do a video live saying, oh, Miss Melissa's not using any money for something she shouldn't. She's paying her bills and her child support with it. I don't know about y'all, but I don't want to pay the child support that goes to my sibling's father for my mother.
Nope.
Sebastian doesn't want to either, do you?
No, they're my siblings, but that's her
So then they come out with the story that
I didn't make the children.
That Miss McDonald, Miss Melissa, she called them and she told them to do this and that and the other. Nah, I'm gonna tell you right now. Don't you say nothing, Sebastian. They don't need to know.
Nope.
Melissa McDonald can't even talk to him about it. Yeah, she can't even call about it. She's red flagged. Pop-ups happen when she called. Matter of fact, any female voice calling and asking about Sebastian to the Fayetteville Social Security office will be red flagged. I bet you ass on that. But she took her son's SSI disability for 2 months. She took his food stamps. They don't like that either. And did they track it to being used in the state of Michigan? Yeah. So is Amanda having, is she spending and gobbling up Sebastian's food stamps? And Melissa's other 3 kids' food stamps, because theirs is on there too. I think she is. Yeah, I think the weed queen is fixing her munchies with Sebastian's money. So she brings back the truck, drops it off somewhere, tells us to get it. If we don't go get it, they're going to steal the wheels off of it. So it's here now. But what can you do with it? You don't have the title. She knows that. But I will file a lien on it because it's here. And I will get that title. You could be good and ease a little bit of the pain because you're going to get prosecuted, Melissa. Amanda, all this stuff you've done, you went down and y'all had a party, you said, a party. Said in Red Hedge Witch. The fuck you have a party at Sampson County? I'm still waiting for that service of them summons and all that paperwork. And your lawyer can kiss my Croydon Indian ass. That's what he can do, Amanda. Yeah. And Megan Schultz, I'll knock your door, Megan. I just want to talk to you. But ain't no coward here. Call me Chief, whatever you want to call me. But you know where I am. Let's see you post a video in my mailbox, Megan. I posted one of yours. If this hadn't happened, I'd have went back and knocked that door. Did I knock the door? Here's another lie they told. I was running around with a gun on my side scaring old women. I guess that's because I went to Marty McLeod's house and knocked on her door. She doesn't answer. So there's a little guy on a meth ped, pulls up. He pulls up on his moped, and I say, hey man, you need to get Marty to come out here. I just wanted to tell her a couple things and see what she knows because her van tried to run over me in my yard on the second attempt to finish stealing everything in the house when I got home from UNC. And that's what happened. That's damn what happened. 2:15, Maria brings me and Sebastian here because I've been at UNC undergoing a pre-surgery. And this has been very difficult, folks, because the stone is so big. I don't need to explain my medical conditions. Y'all don't like taking so damn many times. This week I had to get a cardiac release in order to have surgery next week, which it will be gone next week. But when we get back here at 2:15, Maria, we opened the door and we've been robbed. My bird is gone. That is my bird. That is my bird. An Indian ringneck, $1,300 bird, gone. That's a felony. It's over $1,000. Well, we're sitting here and we tell Maria, and I was like, just stay cool. And we think, God, what are they doing? Well, you know, anybody that'll rob you while you're in surgery or pre-op, pain relief, everything else going on, getting a stent put into your wiener, that's common as hell. That is a dog. But they did. Maria leaves, and 10 minutes later, here comes a van up. I'm like, what the hell? It's 2:30 in the morning. We run out, and somebody's very, very lucky. Because normally I'd have pieces on my side, but I didn't have those pieces because I had left them in the Suburban and at Maria's house at the time. Because that's where I went to, and she gave me the ride to UNC. Or I would have taken care of the threat that was about to run over me and Sebastian in a harsh way that is permitted under the law. And I will do that. There's no trespassing signs. I'll stand by that. I'll send your ass to the train station. You bring it back up here. Record that. Take it back to Sampson County. And tell them I said again to kiss my Croydon Indian ass. Give it to your lawyer. But if you bring your ass on this property again, you're going to feel the full force of what self-defense and the castle law looks like in the state of North Carolina at 180 Pearl Goblin. I am done with y'all shit. As far as me not be, I can't possess a gun. That's another thing that the red hedge witch has said. Like I said, I got all the respect in the world for JD, but your wife is a lying bitch. I can have any gun I want to have. Melissa knows this. Everybody knows this. If not, have them come and get it. Have them summonses served that you assholes keep making little videos pointing out the dash while you're high. I don't want to hear that shit no more. The people don't want to hear it. I can handle it. I'm not mad. Matter of fact, I was talking to Sue Brosman. She tells me a lot, too. We got a lot of stuff on you from her. But Sue said, you're always so calm now. And I said, well, that's because I don't wake up to hear 250 pounds stomping through my house, getting ready to be pissed off after I've been woke up in a good mood. Melissa McDonald is never welcome back here. If she comes back here, not only is she trespassing, she's a threat. She threatened to burn down my house with us in it. Not only to me, but to my brother and to Sue Brosman, and Sue sent me to record it. I could press charges if I wanted to. I'm trying not to. Y'all are not listening. You want to drag Marty into this? Go right ahead. Drag her into it. But when I was there, I told her, Marty, I don't want this to go any further. I just want people to leave us alone. Leave us alone, and I don't want your van involved in coming to my house and running over me again. And the van's sitting right there. I got the video from here in the yard. Amanda wants me to play it, just like Rudy wants me to show something. Why do I need to play that for Amanda? I'm not going to play shit for Amanda. Melissa knows when I get quiet that it's a problem for somebody. And I've been quiet. But I ain't showing you a damn thing. If y'all got something, show it. Amanda said sexual harassment got me fired from, quote, Ford. You're stupid. I work for Rodney Holman. He's on my friends list. Holman Ford Mercury, Sherrill, South Carolina. Message him. Ask him if I got fired. He'll tell you I didn't get fired, and he'll say sexual harassment. Hell, no. As a matter of fact, look, I can't go into everything there, but I can tell you this. That ain't no damn way happening. Ever. Have them show you this, whatever it is. Then they said, I'm taking Sebastian's money. How I take Sebastian's money? She got his money. Melissa McDonald got, and I will produce and show, and have already to DSS, where Melissa McDonald transferred his money out on the 1st. Every single month, all the way to June 1st. But she didn't get it this month, and she's never going to get it. She's never even going to talk to him about it. They already know that she took his food stamps and the other 3 kids' food stamps and used them in Michigan. I don't know if they're selling them up there or using them for their weed farm or what, but whatever they're doing up there, they're spending them in Michigan, which is a big no-no, apparently. Keep playing with this fire, and it's going to switch over to you, and I intend to make sure that everybody involved in this goes to jail or is prosecuted and looked into as deeply as you've tried to lie and do to me. And any mother that would call DSS on them 3 kids of yours like you've done, Melissa McDonald, that is a sorry, common-ass woman. That is not a mother. She would rather them be in foster care than with their own father and a woman who's taking care of them because their mother wouldn't. And Tanisha took care of them kids when Melissa wouldn't. And now she's ran off again, and she's blaming me. Now, think about this, folks. I'm the reason she can't see her 3 kids there. Whoa. They spent 7 months here last year, and you know what? They straight. And they would have still been here. But she ran them off. She did. She made it so they didn't even want to come to visit her. She did that. Now, you can believe whatever you want to believe, and I hope to God that it's not made that I got to produce some videos that done by other people to show what this woman did, but it is awful, and I don't want it to go there. I don't want to dig down in that, but I'm not an advocate. This thing of he doesn't need to be in the movement, you know what? Screw your movement. Screw every bit of that movement, because that movement ain't going nowhere. These groups are like Family Forward with Connie regularly. What do? They don't help you. People in them send people to me, and I'm very picky and choosy about who we even talk to. But I can tell you, once we do, we have vetted you and we're going to help you. And we'll help you do whatever we can. We're not lawyers. We don't give legal advice or anything else. But I'm never looking for cases. But I can tell you this, in the next couple of months, you're going to see what pops out. And it's going to be a consulting and coaching company. And if you get me, you'll either, one, you'll be somebody we chose to help without any costs whatsoever. But if you're not, you're going to pay. If you're going to talk to me on the phone, some of you are taking me for granted. Just like Melissa McDonald talking her crap. You took it for granted. You took Maria for granted, Chris for granted, Karen for granted. You took the way Jim Michelle has helped promote us for granted and attacked us. But there's some of you, you won't get a damn bit of help unless you pay for it, and it'll be done legally, it'll be done ethically, because you know what? When you starve yourself like I have for a cause, and then you're out here and all you do is get shit from people that don't know any better, it's not worth it. See, Melissa McDonald got everything that she needed and didn't care about it because she didn't want it. Patty tried to tell me that a long time ago. She doesn't want her kids. I was like, that doesn't make sense, because I knew what was in my mother's heart. My mother would have fought a bear to make sure nothing ever happened to me. I did the same thing for Cheyenne. I fought like hell and didn't care about nothing but getting Cheyenne back, and that's why I won. This woman, every time she got close to victory, would run off and do what she's done this time. She needs to stay her ass gone. Stay gone. Don't come back. Don't call. Don't use Sebastian's account like you are in order to do it. Destroy my Randy Davis stuff. Destroy all those shows that were done with people who wanted their shows out of there. J. Moss, destroy everything on The Watchmen, because that's who y'all are. And the devil comes but for to steal, kill, and destroy. And Satan is the father of all lies. And Melissa, you know you're watching Amanda lie and you're lying. I can prove their lies. You can't prove a damn thing you're saying. Now, I'm tired of being told how I'm alienating her from her kids. She never missed any visits, and since April 27th when she left, she hasn't had one. Why? Why hasn't she had one? Folks, a mother that won't go see their kids when they got a court order saying they can see their kids, but they'll do these videos talking shit about me. They'll trash me, and then they'll call Adult Protective Services on their own son when they know. What does she want Sebastian to do? He's 19. Does she want him to go into a group home? Or maybe be adopted by somebody else? In other words, if she can't steal his money and his food stamps and his truck, he's of no use to her anymore. That's the difference between her and Jim Michelle. Yeah, that's the biggest difference. Jim Michelle's got a heart of a warrior, and it's her spirit, not her body. They can fat shame her or do whatever and show a woman pictures of a woman who's been through chemotherapy and she's on steroids because of it, and she lived through it, and then use that to try and shame her. Look. Jim Michelle's heart is what got me. And I just talked to her husband. I just posted that. Rudy, I hope you see that. I'm personally tired of having to prove every damn thing to everybody. I went through this same shit when other people were saying, oh, he's not native. I posted my own birth certificate. Did it matter? Nope. Oh, that didn't happen to him, so I posted the videos of it happening. That matter? Nope. They didn't care. Some said it was a Hollywood production. I just made it up, even though here I am and surrounded by cops or in building. There's believers, and then there's deceivers. And they're not going to believe anything because they don't want to. And these people are never going to get anywhere. They don't give a shit about your cases. I don't want your damn cases. And I'm telling you, if I ever take another one, other than ones I've already talked to or in play or picked, I'll kiss your ass if I don't get paid to do it. It's a lot of work, and it's a lot of work for the team. And I'm not talking about thousands of dollars like Fran ripping people off. But I'm telling you, nobody out there can say that I've took money from anybody. Melissa said I take money from disabled people and take their money to help their kids. She can't produce one damn time that I'm out here getting people's Social Security checks to do shit. Sebastian, she took his money all this time. She's going to have to prove that. Do I have the letters showing she's going to have to pay it back? Yes, I do. How do I have them? Folks, and I'm going to let the cat out of the bag here because there's a woman who helped Melissa. There's a lot of women who helped Melissa. Maria Arias, perhaps the best researcher I've ever seen. And Maria loved Melissa's kids. Maria, every other weekend, would pay for them to go skating with her grandkids. Yep. She's carried her to have herself committed after she attacked my daughter, after she hit me in the chest. The day after I was home from open heart, pounded me in the chest. My daughter Cheyenne jumped in there and said, "What are you doing?" She slapped at Cheyenne. When she did, Cheyenne was 20. I'm standing there with a waterfall in my left eye. I can't see. I've lost 45 pounds. I look like a skeleton with skin drug across me. You can see the pictures where I got out wearing this hat out of the hospital. I was pitiful. Cheyenne said, "What are you doing to my dad? What are you doing to my dad?" Now that's, this right here, that's Cheyenne. That's Cheyenne and me. Where are we? Who took the picture? What's that orange sticker? And it says, "I'll always fit in your hug." And she will. Matter of fact, she got her a new Mustang today. Well, Dylan gets the Mustang, she gets the truck, but she swung and hit my daughter when I was defenseless. 2019. Days before my birthday. Fresh out of the hospital, off a ventilator, shouldn't have made it. That's what Melissa McDonald did. And when she did, I said, "What are you doing?" And Cheyenne said, "Whoa, what are you doing to my dad?" She slapped Cheyenne. And when she did, Cheyenne at 20 had never been in a fight ever, but she had survived everything that she survived in the tortures of a foster care system and CPS. And if I'm ashamed of anything, it's that I didn't find a way to just destroy that woman for swatting at my child. But my daughter rose up, and for her protector, who is me, that's me, she protected me. How did she do it? Master McGuire. We call him Master. Why? Because he is a master of martial arts, and he trained Cheyenne Davis. Cheyenne taught him how to fish. He's on my Facebook page too. Look him up. Michael. It's Dr. Michael McGuire, actually. But Michael McGuire had trained her in karate. She flew into action and beat her ass right here, right behind this wall, right out there, 10 feet from where I'm at. She beat Melissa's ass. She busted her nose. She busted her mouth. She blacked both eyes. I jumped in between as best I could. I was still wearing my pajamas from the hospital. If I hadn't, Cheyenne would have absolutely demolished her to the point she couldn't do nothing. I felt so sad as a parent that I had let the evil in my own house against my daughter, after fighting the evil to keep it out with DSS, cops, rogues, GALs, attorneys, judges. And I'm still ashamed that I ever let that woman stick around here after that, but I did it for her kids. And Cheyenne, my daughter, was so gracious that she forgave her because that was her dad. And even though I was making some bad decisions by keeping the woman around, she forgave her. She even let her own child be here with me around her after that. That's the character of my children. My son Shane has paid more of Melissa's child support and purges to keep her out of jail, and so have I, than she has. That's a fact. And they loved me even though they were telling me, "Dad, why do you keep doing this? Why do you keep doing this?" And I was like, "Because this time I think it'll be different." And I thought we'd hurdle one more hurdle. I thought, same reason an abuse. Melissa had a thing, okay? She could be as good as she wanted for a while and loved her to death for it. The least little thing was great. And that's the truth. Loved her absolutely to death. But those of you who have dealt with a narcissist understand they're never going to stop. They're never going to change. They don't miss you. Even right now, she doesn't miss me or Sebastian or a kid. They miss whatever you supply to them. They miss the attention. Several people have told me, "Well, Randy, you know, the only reason I trusted Melissa is because you trusted Melissa." And that has broke my heart. She's never going to change. She's never going to do anything. She doesn't miss anything except what you supply. Hey, Erica. Erica has been one of the rev it up moms for Sebastian. Folks, everything they've told you is nothing but a load of horseshit. Do I owe the IRS? Let me tell you one thing. I do. I do owe the IRS. Or they say I do. It's from 1995. They added a bunch of everything in the world on it. Can I get a bank account? Of course I can get a bank account. Do I owe them what she's saying? No. Will I do an offer and compromise and settle it? Sure. Does that matter with what I'm doing? Does that matter? Is that a character flaw? I hate the fucking IRS. You can tell them I said kiss my Croatan Indian ass along with the rest of them. I wish I didn't have to pay them a dime. I hate them. If you enjoy the IRS taking your money, then you just go ahead and enjoy it. If you want to hold it against me because I damn don't like the IRS, that's fine. But have I ever committed fraud with the IRS or done anything illegal with the IRS? No. There's no charge for anything. As a matter of fact, there is no charge ever that I've ever been convicted of. Now, Jimmy Thornton over here, the sheriff, he charged me with a whole bunch of shit during the case. Every single one of them dismissed. Why? Why? I don't have no in here, I can tell you that. So why? Because truth always prevails. So do I owe the IRS? Thumbs up, girls. Y'all got me on that one. Is Sebastian's income going into my account? That's another thing she put out there. It's going into my North Carolina child support account. Because you get a card called a SMI-1 card in North Carolina where your child support's supposed to go in it, which I never got any. And whenever the stimulus came out, mine went on to my SMI-1 card. Just went on there. It's a Visa is what it is. Anybody can actually get one. So why didn't they just take my stimulus if I owed them? And that was the reason why somehow I couldn't do whatever. I couldn't have this or I couldn't have that. I can do whatever I want to do. These people don't understand what it is they're talking about. Do I owe the IRS? I want to make sure I clarify it with y'all. I clear it all up. Yeah, and I don't like them. I dread paying them. If we were to figure in where, supposedly I haven't worked in 15 years, why in the hell would I owe them? Some of these things that y'all don't think, I'm asking you to think about, and you think hard about, how do I get 100 trolls to go over and troll Jen Michelle and prove that her husband's not her husband, even though he's in here talking? That's stupid, but you do that, but you don't think, wait a minute, how is she saying she's got all of his money over there in an account at Sebastian's, but she's saying on the other hand, Randy is blowing his money? You know, these are what I call critical thinking skills. It'd be kind of hard to do that. But some of you think that makes sense. I've got all this money, she's got all this money, I just blew his money, and apparently I just smoked like $300 a day in cigarettes. Because I haven't worked in 15 years. Where'd she stay? What was it I had to count on from Melissa? This is the other part. It goes back to that MGTOW part I talked about earlier about these guys, men going their own way. I know exactly why they go their own way. Bitches like Melissa McDonald and Amanda Antonton. You know, when you provoke, you can't go get cyber stalking, cyber bullying, none of that crap. They have attacked me constantly. No matter what I do, they keep making videos. So if we go to court, which Amanda says we're going because her lawyer's going to do great things and he's a big bad lawyer, I tell her lawyer, kiss my Croatan Indian ass. Where's the summonses and warrants and all of that? I don't see them. Sue Brosman, she took me to court. Me and her have made amends now, by the way. But ask her what happened in court. Ask her what lawyer represented me, because it was me. And she will tell you that I destroyed her in court of evidence. Not one. See, you don't have to. There were people who instigated things with Sue because we were friends. But they saw it as, oh, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So they joined in, just like Melissa Foster, who we have posted her mugshots for criminal child abuse. We have posted the fact that Troy, her husband, convicted meth charges in Georgia. We have posted the fact that she did not work with Senator Nancy Schaefer. She's just a lying-ass windbag. To her lawyer that's going to be suing me, if for some reason all these people are suing me, you know, the two nut jobs in Florida beat their ass. Dr. Amy James, the clinical pathologist here, had a lawyer stuff. She can kiss my Croatan Indian ass and her gaggle of lawyers too. Sue Brosman, I like her now. Her case went down in flames. Amanda Antonsen, oh, my lawyer. Croatan Indian ass coming up again. Smooch it. Then the JP Shoot. Oh, you did a felony. You did 2 misdemeanors. Come on, man. Not only your own daughter, but another child. Are you kidding me? Registered sex offender, dude. Come on. You think you scared somebody, boy? Bring it in, folks. I may have died. I may have to do another one. Oh, I don't have to do another one. Amanda's giving me hints, too, on not smoking. I start the UNC cessation program this month, so that should be good. And I can't even watch without my glasses, so I'm not going to read these things, but